On Friday night, at the rooftop party, Manhattan's neon lights reflected in the glassware. The breeze carried the city's restlessness, and jazz music swayed gently in my ears, but it could not mask the air thick with hypocrisy. Anna held her champagne flute, her fingers cool to the touch, eyes calmly scanning the crowd. Clayton, the founder of the tech startup, was approaching with a smile, the badge on his vested shirt gleaming polished yet greasy. He raised his glass and announced loudly to everyone, "Let's toast Anna." She secured 3 strategic consulting contracts this quarter, bringing in $700,000 for the company. I specifically prepared a $20,000 bonus for her as a token of appreciation. Applause surged like a tide. People smiled, some whistled, while Anna's hand remained icy, the champagne gently swaying in her glass. She lifted her eyes to Clayton, her voice soft yet edged with a blade. "I haven't received that bonus." The entire rooftop party seemed paused. The jazz music abruptly stopped, and even the clinking of glasses vanished. Clayton's smile stiffened for a second, a flash of panic in his eyes, but he quickly regained composure and stepped closer, whispering, "Don't make a fuss. There's a minor issue with the financial system. It'll be in your account next week. Don't ruin everyone's mood." Anna did not turn back. Her voice remained calm and unwavering. "I checked my account this morning. Nothing has been deposited." She set her champagne gently back on the tray and walked away without looking back. The whispers and Clayton's low murmurs faded behind her. She knew this was just the beginning. She was no longer someone who would quietly endure. 3 months ago, Anna had already prepared for this. Using a personal tax verification request as an excuse, she retrieved her original employment contract from the company archives and quietly stored it on an encrypted hard drive, naming the folder Backup Plan. She had secretly added a clause to the contract. If an employee met the contractual targets and did not receive the bonus within 5 business days, they could immediately activate the Personal Resource Protection Agreement without prior notice. Besides the contract, the hard drive contained more than 20 documents, bank transfer proofs showing Clayton misappropriating company funds, altered client contract records, and his chat logs with VP Milan, which clearly stated, "Anna's bonus is being held to cover our weekend personal getaway expenses." The contract clause, written 3 years ago when the company was newly established and legal and administrative oversight was lax, had been glanced at hastily by Clayton before signing. He likely never imagined that this overlooked detail would become his nightmare tonight. Back in her Chelsea apartment, Anna sat at her desk and opened her computer. The cold light of the screen illuminated her face. Without hesitation, she clicked send. A single, succinct email went out, its title heavy with meaning. Clause 4.2 activated. The recipients were Clayton, Milan, and the company legal team. As the email sent, she lifted her water cup and took a sip, her mind serene. She had waited for this moment for far too long. The next day, the office was in turmoil. Clayton's phone rang nonstop, and emails from lawyers and executives flooded in like a torrent. He tried to contact Anna, his voice urgent and pleading. "Anna, don't make this a scene. We can resolve this internally." Anna did not reply. She stood by the floor-to-ceiling window in her office, watching the unceasing traffic below. She knew this was more than a dispute over a bonus. It was a calculated strike in the power dynamics of the workplace. Clayton's years of arrogance and greed had nowhere to hide against the clause she had meticulously prepared. In the company boardroom, directors furrowed their brows. Clayton fumbled with explanations, helpless. Milan sat in the corner, her expression conflicted. She thought she had control of everything, unaware that Anna had already orchestrated this. Anna's phone buzzed again. A message from the lawyer confirmed. Clause 4.2 successfully activated. The company must pay the full overdue bonus and compensate for losses within 3 days, or the Resource Protection Agreement will be triggered. She set the phone down gently, a smile without emotion touching her lips. 3 years of patience, 3 months of preparation, 3 days of suspense at this moment, they converged into a single, clear calm. Later, Anna walked into the company lobby. People were quietly discussing the previous night's rooftop party. Her steps were steady, her head slightly raised. Clayton stood at the entrance, his expression tense like never before. Anna passed by him without pause, whispering in his ear, "What you owe me isn't just the bonus." She continued to her office, leaving a hushed silence behind. The false celebrations, the insincere applause, and everyone's misunderstanding of her all dissipated in the wake of her composed presence, and knew she now commanded the situation, no longer overlooked, no longer dependent on anyone's goodwill. That afternoon, the finance department officially issued the payment notice, forcing Clayton and Milan to sign acknowledgement. Anna leaned against the window, gazing at the bright streets of Manhattan, fingers lightly tapping the desk, with only one thought in her mind. The waiting had finally ended, and the true victory had just begun.